Hey, good afternoon, students. Now, today we are going to learn the next topic, that is basis and dimensions of the vectors. Basis and dimension of vector. Now, what do you mean by dimensions and basis of the vectors? Now, to understand this, let us say V is the vector space and B is the basis, right? B is basis, V is a vector space. Then B is said to be a basis of vector space V if and only if it follows the two conditions. What are these two conditions? The first condition is if and only if B is linearly independent, and the second condition is if B can be written in linear combination of the vectors, right? That is called as if B spans V. It means that if B can be written or can be expressed in terms of V, then B is said to be a basis of vector space V, isn't it? Now, what is meant by dimension? Let's finish this definitions and then we'll go for example. So, dimensions. A vector space V is said to have dimension n if and only if is said to have dimensions n, and the dimensions of n are written as dimension of vector V is equals to n. It is written in this way. And the vector space V is said to have a dimension n if there exists n linearly independent if there exist n linearly independent vectors which spans V, that is this set of vectors. What is its alternate way to say? If there exist n linearly independent vectors which spans V, means if you able to write vector V or if B is expressed in terms of vector V, isn't it? So many times you may find a problem based on basis and dimensions of the vectors. So both the definitions are very important, and what is meant by basis is very important. So basis, B is said to have a basis of vector V if and only if B is linearly independent. What is meant by linearly independent? That we have studied yesterday. If the given vector is written in terms of summation of Ki Vi, right, and B spans V, that means if we would be able to write B in linear combination, right? Then it is called as B spans V. B can be expressed in terms of V. That means linear combination. Got it? So let's go for the problem based on the same. And the problems are very simple. You can easily understand the problems. And then I'll give you homework problems for you. The first problem, show that vectors 1 to 1, other vector is 2 1 0, and the third vector 1 minus 1 2 forms a basis of a vector space V3. Why is it written as V3? Because there are three vectors V1, V2, V3, let us say V3 over the field of real numbers, These are real numbers, that's why it is said as over the field of real numbers, right? So let us say V is a set of a vector, right? And the set of vector contains three vectors V1, V2, V3, let us say, and these vectors are 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 0, and the third vector is 1 minus 1 and 2. So this is a set of vector. V is a vector space having a three different vector. So the dimensions of dimension of this vector space V is equal to 3, because it contains a three different vectors. That's why the dimensions of this vector space is a 3, right? Now to find out the basis, let us say V is, the first condition is V must be a linearly independent, and to find out the linear independence, what we are taking, we have to consider the relation V is equal to summation of Ki into Vi, where I run from 1 to n, where the value of n is 3, isn't it? So you can either take your scalars as K1, K2, K3 or A1, A2, A3, whatever you wish. So let me take A1 into V1, first vector, A1 V1 plus A2 V2 plus A3 V3. A1, A2, A3 are the scalars whose values we have to determine. V1, V2, V3 are the vectors which are known to you, right? This will give you three different equations. If you solve these equations, you will get the values of A1, A2, A3, ultimately which gives you whether the given vectors are linearly dependent, independent or not. If those are linearly independent, that means it forms the basis, that's all, isn't it? There are two more ways to find out whether the given vectors are linearly independent or not, that we have studied last time. We'll use the other way of finding out whether those are linearly independent or not, right? So let's write first the three equations. So the first equation will be A1 into the vector 1, 2, 1 plus A2 into 2, 1, 0 plus A3 into 1 minus 1, 2 equals to 0, 0, 0, or you can just write 0, isn't it? Now this will give you A1 plus 2A2 plus A3. The second relation will be 2 times A1 plus A2 minus A3, and third will be A1, A2 is 0 here, plus A3. plus 2a3 is equals to 0, 0, 0. Got it? And the three equations will be equals to a1 plus 2a2 plus a3 equals to 0. This is 2a1 plus a2 minus a3 equals to 0. Third is a1 plus 2a3 equals to 0. So these are the three different relations that you got, all algebraic equations that you got for the vector space V. Now you can solve these and you can find out the values of a1, a2, a3. And if you got the values of a1, a2, a3 all equals to 0, which means that those are linearly independent and can form the basis. That's all. So this is your problem, right? What we have to show? What we have to show? Show that the given vectors forms a basis, right? What's the other way of finding out whether these vectors are linearly independent or not? That is Wronskian determinant, and you can find out it's a determinant, right? So the Wronskian determinant can be, I will indicate Wronskian determinant with letter WC, that means Wronskian determinant, and its determinant can be written by the coefficient of these a1, a2, a3 of three different relations. So the first one is 1, 2 and 1, 1, 2, 1. Second is a 2, 1 minus 1, 2, 1 minus 1, and third row is 1, 0 and 2. Got it? Right? If you solve this, let us say what we'll get. So if 1 into 2 minus 0, that means 2 only, minus 2 into 2 into 2 is 4, minus minus will be plus 1, that means 5, plus 1 into 2 into 0, 0 minus 1, that is minus 1. This gives you 2 minus 10. 2 minus 10 is minus 8. Minus 8 minus 1, that is minus 9. And this minus 9 is not equals to 0. This indicates that the given vectors v1, v2, v3 are linearly independent. Right? This is the condition. If this is equals to 0, then linearly dependent. We have studied yesterday. Right? So this is linearly independent, and therefore these vectors v1, I'll write in short now, v1, v2, v3 forms a basis, right? And hence proved, because we have to show only this, show that the vectors forms a basis of vector space v3 over the field. Got it? You can try by other two methods. Other two methods are by calculation of the scalars a1, a2, a3. If all scalars are equals to 0, then it is linearly independent. What's the third method? Third method is row echelon form method. Fine. So this is the way of finding out whether the given vectors forms the basis or not. Let us solve one more problem and then I'll give you some homework problems to you. The second problem is problem number 2. Check whether or not the following forms the basis for the vector space. Check whether following forms a basis or not. That's all. Right? For more clarity, you can write CHECK. Check whether the following vectors forms a basis or not. Right? The first vectors are 111. Second vector is 1, minus 1, 5. That's all. The second example is I will solve only this, rest will be for you as a homework. Triple 1. Second is 1, 2, 3. Third is 1, minus 1 and 1. These are the three vectors. Third example is 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Second vector is 1, 0, minus 1. And third one is 3, minus 1, 0. Fourth one is 2, 1, minus 2. Got it? So let's go for the first one solution, right? So these are two vectors. Let us say v1 is the first vector, triple 1, and the second vector v2 is equals to 1, minus 1 and 5. These are the two vectors. If these are the two vectors, and you are asked to check whether these two vectors forms the basis or not. What is the condition to check whether the given vectors forms the basis or not? There are two conditions. The first condition is we have to check whether the given vectors are linearly independent or not, isn't it? And what is the second? Second is to check whether these are in linear combination or not, right? So best way to check here is that the dimensions of this vector is how much? There are only two vectors, and therefore I can say this does not form a basis. Does not form a basis. What is the reason? Because the number of elements in the vector space. What is the vector space? Vector space is a V, and the set of vector space is V1 and V2. Only two vectors. It contains only two vectors, and two vectors are, this is first vector, and the second vector is 1, minus 1, 5. So the vector space contains only two vectors, and its elements are 1, 1, 1, isn't it? And therefore I can say the number of elements in the given vector are 3. Elements are 3, right? Elements are 3, and the vectors are 2. But how many vectors are there? Vectors are only 2. Only 2. That is V1 and V2, right? And if the vectors are less than number of elements, that means these are not linearly independent, and therefore this does not forms the basis, right? This is one of the condition. So the first case is checked. This does not forms a basis. Similarly, in the next two examples, you have to check this. These are homework problems to you. I will give you some more homework problems to you to find out whether it forms the basis or not. I think this is okay. Some more homework problems now. Next problem, next homework problem. So let us say this is third homework. Two are already given to you. The third homework problem is find the basis and dimension. Find basis and dimension of vectors u, v and w, and the vector u are t cube plus 2t square minus 2t plus 1 plus 1. Second is t cube plus 3t square minus t plus 4. Third one is a 2t cube plus t square minus 7t minus 7. Right? So these are the polynomials actually, right? So these are the three polynomials u, v and w. So vectors are in the form of now polynomials, and you are asked to check whether this forms a basis or not and the dimensions of this one, isn't it? So these are homework problems for you. So this is about basis and dimensions of the vectors. We'll stop now here, and in the next video we'll study the metric representation. So thank you.